Jason McLeod here, independent researcher and author. Dark Siege, A Connecticut Family's Nightmare, available on darksiege.com and amazon.com. And I'm talking about the Super Bowl commercials. This is part 3. And contracts all over these commercials. What is a contract? Everything is a contract. Anything you say to somebody is a contract. They can either accept the contract, they can remain silent, and which means acceptance, or they can conditionally accept it, meaning change the terms, or they can completely just ignore you. But contracts is what this thing is all about. They even say that we have contracts before we even come here into this lifetime. We have contracts with other people, so that our soul can learn experiences between the interaction between these two people, in which case in our higher forms and our higher levels of awareness we wouldn't ever agree to any of these negative interactions that we have with each other based on our understanding of who we are there. But here we decide we want to be able to experience what it's like to experience negative experiences. So it's all contracts. And silence equals consent. So they keep talking about contracts. In this case, contracts are limited. Okay, what does that mean? Then weather technology, made in the USA. I don't know if you've ever heard of HAARP, H-A-A-R-P. Google it, YouTube it. In fact, don't ever use Google because it's monitored. Use startpage.com. It's an independent, secure search engine that enables you to search anonymously. So everything you're searching for on Google goes right to their Google database. And I don't know if you've heard of the Google barges, but go ahead and check those big Google barges that are sitting offshore. Amazing. Then we have the Transformers commercial. More apocalypse. Age of extinction. Noah's Ark, the extinction level event. You know, tidal waves, sandstorms, the evil winds, age of extinction. We have a transformer robot riding a dragon robot. Very interesting stuff. Then the pistachio commercial, part 2. The first one, of course, didn't have any overt messages except what was with the eagle. Why is there an eagle on a perch watching this guy talk about pistachios? An eagle is a reference of power, it's a mascot, it's a reference, a symbol. It's all symbol. Symbol of Nazi Germany. It's a symbol of the United States. You have an eagle perched up there. Then you have part 2 where they're both in green and they show the pistachios, and there's these big pistachios with the green edges, you know, where the shells disconnect, or the shells are open, and they look like alien eggs or Invasion of the Body Snatcher orbs. I mean, they look like something alien, right? And with the green, and then the guy's head pops open with a mutant little green head in it. Now, what does that symbolize? What's the symbol here in the message? There's an eagle standing over the guy with a mutant who's a mutant, and his head opens up, and he's got a little green man in his head. Does that mean the United States and Germany knew about the presence of extraterrestrials? There's extraterrestrials working within the government behind the scenes, and it's just symbolism saying, ha, you know, this is the truth. If you're too stupid to get it, then you're not going to get it. Or am I completely off base? I think I'm on track about something strange going on, that's all. But it was just very interesting. Then the Spider-Man commercial. It doesn't matter what the commercial is, it's the message they're going to use to convey to you. We have plans for you. They do. They have a plan of the New World Order, which is the complete domination of the world, and they're well under their way. Global religion, destruction of the American economy, destruction of the world economy, which is just really imminent, and bringing everybody into their control with a new digital currency and a new one world religion and a one world government and a one world army. And George Bush Sr.'s on record talking about the New World Order. You know, just go ahead and YouTube the New World Order speeches, and you'll see all these different heads of state talking about it. And it is absolutely true, and I hope you're aware of it. So we have plans for you. They absolutely have plans. The Georgia Guidestones is something else you should look up, which is its plans in granite, talking about what the plan is. Okay. Then the next commercial is about digital fingerprints, and you have retina scans, you have DNA scans. There's incredible information in our DNA. You have all these checkpoints taking people's blood. It's just taking DNA. They talk about these digital airport scanners that scan your whole body, naked body scanners, and there's been reports basically and theories that they're scanning your DNA and they're finding out who you really are and what your DNA contains and so forth, and it's altering and scattering your DNA. There was a scientific report on that. I never go through those. I opt out. I go through the pat down, even though it's ridiculous TSA Nazi tactics, but it's not worth it to me to harm myself to go through that thing, and nobody deserves to see me naked. So, America the Beautiful, sung in foreign languages, which symbolizes the end of America as we know it. Now, I am all about the fact that we're all one, okay? And I say we're individualized units or aspects of the totality of Source or God, and no one is any better than anybody else. And we're all in this together, and we're all created equal, and we're all part of the same stuff. And I'm all about that. But the way this symbolism is working, it's the destruction of the American values and to creating something new. The wave of Noah's wave coming and destroying everything. It's the end, but it's a new beginning. Sure, it's a new beginning for their New World Order plans. Now, the whole plan to allow all these illegal immigrants in the United States and is about allowing all these Democrats into the United States who don't have placed any value in our Constitution or in our constitutional rights to defend ourselves. So it's an instant win to get all kinds of people in here that will vote against and vote for gun control and to rob the people of the ability to defend themselves. The ability of the people to defend themselves was put into the Constitution because our founding fathers knew full well that tyranny always raises its head and will seize control, and it is up to the people to remove that tyranny, uproot it, and get rid of it, and restore a constitutional government and a government founded and based on common law. If the people are disarmed, then they get wiped out and slaughtered, especially the political dissidents who are talking and speaking out against this criminal behavior by the people in government. Hitler did it, Stalin did it, Mao did it. They killed millions and millions and millions of their own citizens. So that's a fact. Okay, go to Infowars.com and check out all the independent reporters, not just Alex Jones who runs it, but all the independent reporters that have joined up with him and are basically out there exposing things and exposing what the people are willing to do. It's incredible stuff. So I feel sorry for people who fled their own countries and want to come to the United States and want, a piece of the American pie, but the American pie is nothing compared to what it used to be, and I'm not against people, trying to live their lives and things. I'm just trying to tell you that this is subliminal programming trying to destroy the core values of America and change it in such a way that nothing will ever be the same compared to the way it was. Coca-Cola ads. There's not a single nutritive benefit in Coca-Cola, and their ads are all over the globe, and it's basically poison for the body to consume it, but it sure does bring a lot of happiness, doesn't it? If you stop drinking Coca-Cola for a month and then try one afterwards, it's like drinking a gooey syrup that will just make you feel gross about yourself after you stop. It takes 8 glasses of water to wash away 1 glass of soda. That's how thick and syrupy it is. It's absolutely horrible for you. Diet soda is even worse. It's loaded with aspartame, which is a poison, and sucralose, which is a poison. They're poisons. The FDA does nothing but protect the profits of the pharmaceutical giants. They don't care one iota about the health of the people. Otherwise, they wouldn't allow these scumbags to sell these products that ruin the people's health. It's a slow, soft kill, and I am speaking out against all the sodas. I used to drink it as a kid, of course, except before I knew better, and now I just get sick when I see people drinking that stuff and ruining their health. Then an image of screams and fires. Flames and screams. That's it. 2 seconds. What the hell is that about? Brief glimpse of the Statue of Liberty. Just a brief glimpse. No mention about the Liberty, or this is our Statue of Liberty, the greatest monument in the country. It's just a brief image, and then psh. Does that mean that liberty is fleeting? Does that mean that liberty's gone? Does that mean, it won't last? Turn the page? What does that mean? What does it mean? Everything that's done and put before the masses means something, okay? Then there's the commercial about Scientology, that science and religion are merging. Technology is the recurring theme. You have contracts, apocalypse, technology, and genetics. Those are the four major commonalities in all of these commercials. Genetics can change. They are manipulating the genome with human-animal hybrids, and it's going on. Go on YouTube and look for Dulce, D-U-L-C-E, human-animal hybrid program. And it says in Revelations, I'm not a Bible thumper, I'm not a religious zealot, I'm a spiritualist. I believe that we're all one and we're all connected to God. We're all in this together. But in the Bible, in the record, it talks about in the end days will be as the days of Noah, when the seed was mixed. Okay, when the human genome was tampered with by the watchers from heaven to earth came, and they've been described as the Anunnaki, A-U-A-N-U-N-N-A-K-I, extraterrestrials, interdimensionals, reptilians, whatever you want to call it. Something came here and altered the genetic makeup of mankind, and the offspring were these Nephilim giants, N-E-P-H-I-L-I-M. And now we have the same thing going on, where they're mixing animals and insects and humans and animals and insects. They're corrupting the seed. And I read a great book called Exo Vaticana. It's written by two Christian men, so they're biased in their findings and research, I believe, but it really opened my mind a lot about what's going on. And they're talking about these genetic experiments, mixing humans and animals. Scorpion men. I mean, it's possible, okay? It's not science fiction. All of the ancient historical records about the hybrids like the centaur and the minotaur and the chimeras and the hippocampus and all these creatures of old, these aren't just the ramblings of some lunatic people and writing them down in stone, taking the time to chisel them into stone and leaving records and so forth. These are actual historical facts in my mind. All mythology is based on truth. So it's really repeating what happened before. It's the mixing of the DNAs, and that has an incredibly profound physical effect and spiritual effect, which we'll get into in a minute, because there's more stories about genetics and DNA. And then a quote, "We will never let go," meaning the elites telling you flat out, we will never let go. Okay. And then there's an ad for Cosmos, a space odyssey commercial, which is probability programming. They're showing you this is technology, this is possible. The transporter in the commercial about Time Warner Cable, about this, and other commercials that we'll get to. Predictive programming, technological programming, Star Trek. How many things have we seen come true that were shown in Star Trek, it's amazing. Tablets and communicators and they say transporter technology is real, that they transport energy signatures, they transport inanimate objects. That's very interesting. And NASA just admitted, go ahead and go on YouTube and find this, that they have faster than light capability technology ready to go, warp drive from Star Trek. YouTube it. Live for now, as giant hands come down over New York City and are manipulating things. Giant, massive hands coming down over buildings. And the message is live for now. We're letting you live for now, maybe? Is it the elites manipulating the planet, saying they'll allow us to live for now? Screams. Next image is screams and then a nuclear cloud. More apocalyptic messages. I mean, what is that doing to our psyches? What's that doing to the psyches of little children sitting next to you watching the game? And then the quote, "You don't have a chance." You're doomed, they're saying. You don't have a chance. And you're hearing this, I don't have a chance, What does that do to people? And then there's no need for heroes. Just be a good slave and just keep quiet and let us do what we're doing to you. There's no need to be a hero, Then a nuke cloud. You have all the fireworks going off over the stadium, continuous fireworks in the center, and it looks like it creates, with the smoke and the fireworks, a giant nuclear cloud, mushroom cloud. I'm going to save this next one for the next bit because it's just too off the wall. I watched it. I mean, there's something to it for sure, but I don't know. So this is the end of part 3, and part 4 will continue right after this. So please stay tuned. Thanks.